trade a heart for heart, then we'll never be whole together. If we trade a heart for heart, then our souls will be lost forever. So I'll never let you go, never let you go. I'll never let you go, never let you go. Trade a heart for heart, then our souls will be lost forever. Keep your fingertips close to mine, close to mine, close to mine. Keep your fingertips close to mine, close to mine, close to mine. So I'll never let you go, never let you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ESL Dota 2 Malaysia Singapore Championship. This is the Season 2 Relegations. The first season has just ended a week ago, but we're on our way to find out which teams will be the latest contenders. I'm HusKKiee and I'm joined by the one and only Danelie.
It's just been a week, but it feels really good to be back.
Yeah.
And not just that, we're going to start seeing some new blood over the course of the next 2 days. We've got one best of 3 today and also 2 best of 3s tomorrow, which means we've got some Dota action.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it just feels that the grand finals was yesterday.
It kind of was though. It was such an, I'm going to be honest, okay? I loved the grand finals. We had some really epic games. Some of them were super close. We had some that were a little bit faster than I anticipated, but I would say the best match of the entire tournament was in that grand final.
Exactly, and it's also the Cinderella story for the underdogs, Dota Hero. As you can see on the screen right now, they lost the grand finals 1-3, but they didn't go down without a fight. It was an absolute spectacle to even witness them play in the grand finals, and they beat the best team to get there as well.
Yeah. So before we talk about our upcoming match for today, for people that might just be joining us, or for people that are more accustomed to Season 1, there are going to be a couple of changes for Season 2's format. It's not going to be the same as what we've had. The new format is we're going to be running our group stage, so it's different to last season's group stage. It's going to be double eliminations. So we're not doing round robin anymore. Everyone won't get to play everyone. We're going to be seeing 2 groups double elims. If you lose your first match, you'll be put into the lower bracket, and if you get knocked out in the lower bracket, then unfortunately that team is permanently knocked out.
Exactly, and if you guys want to look it up on Google, it's called the GSL format. Basically, 8 teams will split into 2 groups where they play best of 3 every single series.
Yes.
Yeah, and if they make it to the playoffs, then it's also double elims as well, where the lower bracket grand finals and the official grand finals would be a best of 5. But to get there, these teams need to get through relegation, and today is the best of 3. Whichever team that loses will be dropping down to the round robin brackets happening tomorrow, where they will only get to play a best of 1 against all the other losing teams, and only one shall survive. But today's matchup would be, first up, AOES against Resurgence. We did receive some news that due to AOES, they did forfeit their match against Resurgence, so they will be automatically seeded to the round robin relegation tomorrow. We jump straight to Leborn versus Reality Rift to kick off the only best of 3 we have today.
Yep. Now, I'm really curious to see how these two teams are going to play. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see any matches between the two of these squads, so we don't have any data to work on. And I love games like this because they have the element of surprise. We can see some new heroes. I want to see who's on the roster. I think that's the most important thing. Like, are there any new faces and are there any old faces?
And I hope that I am not wrong, because I remember seeing this news about Reality Rift that previous members from Geek Fam and T-Max are joining forces. So it could be this new roster, because T-Max technically did qualify for Season 2 as well. So we might see some old faces and some new faces. But if
Rivalries, maybe?
Rivalries, yeah. Because what I heard was Nuts and KYXY.
Oh, so it's Nuts and KYXY
that
they
team.
moved. Okay.
And hopefully I am correct, because I remember
Hopefully.
I remember seeing that article a few times. So it could be these 2 veterans coming together.
It could be. I just want to see what we're going to be going into, because it's a best of 3. We're not going to see any one-game shenanigans like it does occasionally happen, right? So, is it ready?
Yep, it is. The drafting phase for game number 1 of this best of 3 is ready. We jump in. Reality Rift taking on Leborn for their relegation.
Let's see who's on the roster. So, are there any familiar faces? Ooh, so Alacrity. Is that Alacrity?
Yeah, Alacrity, Warnot, Luck. Yep, definitely.
Wait, Luck. What team was Luck used to be on?
Luck used to be on Team X.
Was that Team X?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was their carry.
Yeah, it was their carry.
Oh my good. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to remember. Like, wait, Luck. I know that name. So okay, all right. I'm fine with this for Reality Rift, but LeBron, I'm not familiar with anyone on LeBron, so.
Nope. Me neither.
They could have been renamed. Some places when they join teams they change names, but we'll have to see. I'm curious to know if like Hello and GX, if they may have had their names changed as well.
Yeah,
because we don't have any details on these guys.
This Alacrity would be the mid laner, Luck would be position 1. Nuts is Warnot is Nuts, so support. I'm guessing one of it is KYXY. The offlaner should be KYXY.
We'll take a look at the hero pool and we'll see who gets assigned to what. Maybe we can make a guess from there. Our first 2 picks already on the board though. We have Grimstroke and Ember Spirit, and already we're getting some combination play from Reality Rift by Sven being teamed up with the Grimstroke.
And it's interesting. It's kind of interesting to see ex Geek Fam and ex T-Max members
that
joining.
Sounded very strange. X Team X.
Because those 2 in Season 1, they did have kind of a clash where Geek Fam, if I'm not mistaken, took 2-0 off of T-Max.
That was early in the season,
was early,
I believe. Yeah. And then, unfortunately, Geek Fam sort of went downhill from there, I think. That was the prime of Geek Fam at the beginning of the season, and then everything just sort of tapered off. Honestly, we don't know what happened. Maybe the team fell out. Maybe there were some disagreements. Because Dota, it's a very mentally impactful game. Like, any decisions you make, for example, if you resent your own teammate, that's going to change the way you play. You won't see them the same as a teammate. You'll just think like, oh, it's a person on my team. You don't really care about them. Although LeBron going to finalize their pick with Oracle. We saw a lot of Oracle bans early in last season. Not so much towards the end of Season 1. Now we're seeing it again. I really haven't seen many changes for Oracle. He's more or less the same thing.
Yeah, Oracle has always been the same. There's not much tweaks in terms of numbers or how his skill works. The interesting about Oracle during Season 1 was he saw a lot of bans early on.
Yeah.
There was a period where he was disregarded entirely, and then there were 2 weeks where Oracle was constantly picked, and then he fell off again.
He fell out, I think, because of the new patch.
The new patch,
Because the teams stopped picking him because of the new patch. The new ban, or the trend for ban now is Mars. A lot of teams very much favoring Mars, and we've seen some other heroes make an appearance because they've received changes. I still want to see a Death Prophet. We haven't seen one at the ESL. I mean, we haven't seen any Death Prophet at all anyway.
No.
Would love to see a little bit of a change, but I don't know if they could really fit it. Maybe we could see it on Reality Rift. I mean, they still have room for a mid. Death Prophet doesn't really combo well with an Ember Spirit. Ember normally wants to go mid. You don't really want to put him in the safe lane with a Death Prophet.
Yeah, unless LeBron wants to do what I think Unicorn did, where the Ember sometimes appears in the safe lane for them. I think Flower Gaming did that as well with Lance and DBZ.
But the reason why they did that was they were very calculated when they were planting their lanes. I think when they picked the Ember Spirit, they just thought, okay, guys, he's gonna have to be a flex pick, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's a chance we get Storm Spirit. I think it was Storm Spirit, the reason why Ember actually had to move at the end of the day. But you need to pick a hero that is more valuable than Ember in that middle lane. And there aren't that many heroes in the pool that are actually more valuable than Ember. Normally, Ember wants to get that solo EXP because he's just so explosive.
And on top of that, Ember, if you put him in the middle lane, it gives him access to the side lanes.
Yeah.
And with the Fire Remnants, it's so easy for Ember to gank.
And the runes.
And the runes
in
as
particular,
well.
the runes. Yeah, super, super important for Ember gank. We're almost finished with our second phases of bans. Actually, let's take a look at the bans to see if we've seen anything interesting. So far, the Space Cow, we haven't seen him banned in a very long time. I'm quite surprised he even made an appearance.
Yeah, and I'm also liking how LeBron is kind of drafting against Reality Rift. I think they know that they're up against a group of veterans. We don't have much info on LeBron themselves, but judging from how they were picking Ember and Oracle and then banning out Morphling, OD, and Leshrac, we might see this team coming up with unique playstyles of their own.
Maybe. I do like the bans though. If you look at them, I know Morphling is one of Luck's better heroes. He's actually very good on the Morphling. OD, obviously, don't give that to Alacrity. He's a monstrous player himself. I can understand the Sand King ban. We've seen a lot of teams just play the Sand King to perfection, and he's just such a good offlaner. Super elusive, hard to lock down, and technically you can't really push a Sand King out of lane with Oracle.
Yeah.
Oracle doesn't have the necessary burst. I mean, it kind of does, but you don't have the lockdown, right? Oracle doesn't really help in that department against the Sand King.
Yeah, and there were times where Sand King will just go for max Sandstorm, max Burrow Strike, skip the Caustic Finale, skip the Epicenter until level 9 or 10. And if you give Sand King a good lane and he goes for that particular skill build, he will hit his Blink Dagger 10 to 12 minutes in. And that is something that on any team wouldn't want to happen.
Looks like Lifestealer, the final ban for Reality Rift. I do like the ban. Sven is a little bit weak to Lifestealer, especially if you're trying to go for those long, drawn-out engagements. Lifestealer just eats through high HP heroes. Really nice ban there. I'm going to say very nice cheeky ban on the Leshrac from LeBron. Maybe worried about the Sven Leshrac offlane duo. We have seen that a couple times. Very funny. Very strong as well. Lots of kill potential between the two of them, but Lion going to be taking the potential Leshrac spot instead. I'm a fan of Lion. I always have been. He's just such a solid support.
Yeah, but for LeBron right now, they need a support that has harder lockdown other than just the Oracle, because Oracle's fortunes and needs time. The projectile has travel time. You need to channel it first, and the shorter the channel is, the shorter the route is. So it's kind of this ramp up type of crowd control. Wind Ranger picked up by LeBron though. I think this is the second team I would say that picks up Wind Ranger other than Team Access Insidious in Season 1.
I almost want to look at this and say it might be offlane Wind Ranger, just because if this is supposed to be support, it's a very interesting choice because there's so many other supports in the pool that would complement an Oracle better. And if you look at the Wind Ranger's skill kit, in particular the Wind Run, normally Sven is a very scary hero to lane against in the offlane. He just throws the stun and you're just going to get cut down. Wind Ranger, as long as you can proc the Wind Run, you shouldn't take damage and she'll be able to outrun all of the CC on the side of Reality Rift. So I'm not a fan of the Wind Ranger. I'm curious to know who's going to play this and how well they play it if it's off lane.
Yeah, and Wind Ranger has this very annoying talent where it gives the Wind Run.
Oh,
Invis, yeah.
It's like a free Shadow Blade.
So at first, when I first encountered that, I did not know what was happening. I was like, why is this Wind Ranger disappearing? I checked the inventory, I checked everything, and I was like, there's no Mirana, there's no Oracle with level 20 talent, there's no Shadow Blade. How is this Wind Ranger going invisible? And when I found out, I lost the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I didn't know about the invis change for a long time. Also, now here we go. Mars is gonna be picked. Hasn't been touched. Hasn't been banned. If LeBron didn't know about this, I think this might be their biggest mistake yet, because Mars is no joke of a hero. We've seen him, absolute monster, and the teams have been building him around Deso as the game gets later and later. I do like that item choice because it just fits Mars' skill kit.
Yeah, and once Mars gets at Deso, he gets his one-shot potential. What he does is he blinks in, he throws out the spear on Mars, and before the spear drags the target away, he can actually channel the God's Rebuke to kind of hit your target and let your spear drag the target away.
Yeah.
So it's kind of this fast combo, fast rotation that takes out a big chunk of your HP, and if he gets his hand onto Oracle, Oracle is pretty much dead.
So how are these lanes going to work out? LeBron, Monkey King, Ember, they're two main cores. I'm not sure about the Wind Ranger situation. Is this really their support? I don't know. I keep thinking it's going to be their off lane, but because they're running a Monkey King, I don't see the Wind Ranger being able to be their primary initiator. Look at Reality Rift. They've got so many ways to initiate. You have your Sven that can run in. You've got Mars, obviously one of the best initiators in the game currently, whereas LeBron, they don't have anything outside of maybe Ember searing chains.
Yeah.
And you can't rely on Wind Ranger to be your initiator too, because she goes in. A lot of the times, if they don't have Blink, you have to Wind Run in there. Your Wind Run's going to run out by the time you actually get into the middle of that fight. And your Wind Ranger, she's super squishy. There's so much burst on Reality Rift. Even Finger of Death is going to be a kill shot on a potential offlane Wind Ranger.
Yeah, LeBron, they don't have any hard engage. And Reality Rift, on the other hand, they can always be the one to start a fight.
They can even prolong the fight.
They can even prolong the fight, yeah.
Their team fight is amazing. I've got all this CC, all this AoE control, and LeBron has all single target.
Yeah.
They don't have any AoE control. Obviously Monkey King with the Boundless Strike and Ember Spirit Searing Chains, but that's it. They don't have any crowd control.
And they're not good when they fight in the Mars ultimate, and they're not good when they're isolated as well. LeBron needs the entire team, but it is also the condition for Reality Rift to take on an entire team fight. The more members that they have around them, the better it is. And for LeBron right now, I think the Wind Ranger
you have to put her in a supporting role here. They need a proper initiator or even a hero just to hard disengage some of these fights. Kind of wish maybe the Wind Ranger gets swapped out for a Warlock. I feel like Warlock would have been a great way to sort of counter-initiate all of this potential team fight from Reality Rift. Kunkka, I'm fine with this. I'm guessing it's offlane Kunkka. He's tanky. He does serve that purpose of AoE control. The realm will be good for the team fight. That is something that I noticed for LeBron. They have a lot of preserving abilities, right? Ember Spirit can mitigate magical damage. Oracle can keep someone alive a little bit longer. You have the realm from Kunkka, and Monkey King can lifesteal.
Yeah.
So if LeBron can survive the initial engage from Reality Rift, they might be able to out-survive the team fight.
And it might be a double-edged sword when Mars uses his Arena of Blood, because you're looking at Wukong's command as well. If Monkey King somehow manages to drop his ultimate in the Mars ultimate, that's a war zone that you have to abandon straight away.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight in that group of Monkey, but TA will be the last pick, and Alacrity TA, it's not much that we need to say about him.
No.
TA is monstrous.
Monstrous, and it really fits into the lineup that Reality Rift are picking. They are just trying to burst people down.
Yeah.
They want to make the fight, they want to push the fight into their advantage by taking at least one or two heroes out before the actual team fight engages, and that's sort of what LeBron wants to prevent. They don't want to get bursted. They want to fight 5v5 because they've got a lot of sustain, but they need to out-sustain all this control from Reality Rift. If anything, the person I feel the worst for is Mike, because his priority on who to keep alive, it's going to be so chaotic. Like, who do you keep alive in the middle of a fight? And let's say he whiffs the ultimate.
Yeah.
that's going to be a major asset gone.
He's the most important member for Leborn right now. They have, I would say, excessive damage in terms of damage department, but they only have one mic. And that one false promise is going to be the most important skill
It might
that the
even
entire
be.
team ever have.
It could save a team fight, right?
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of situations in season 1 where someone gets jumped on. I think it was like the famous Dazzle,
The
Dazzle
famous
gank,
Dazzle
right?
gank,
So
yeah.
the Dazzle was just in the lane. His teammates were behind him. He graved himself. Suddenly they win a massive team fight because they ambush from the jungle.
Yeah.
So
It's the same idea that if you waste a life-saving ultimate on yourself, or you use it preemptively, you won't have it for the next skirmish or next fight. And Dazzle's grave at max level plus the bad juju is 9 seconds. And if you think about the duration that it keeps you alive, you only have a 4-second window before the next shallow grave comes up for the same target. But for false promise, that's
It's
a way
one.
longer cooldown.
yeah, exactly. But who knows though? We'll have to see. There's a lot of ways to heal back up for LeBron.
Yeah.
If anything, though, a lot of people, I'm guessing, are going to put their chips under Reality Rift here. Their draft looks very, very solid. I'm going to be honest. I do favor Reality Rift's draft here just because it looks like it's so much easier to execute. It's just get in there, get the kill, finger of death, or go in there with a meld strike, just kill someone, then get out.
Yeah, and seems like KYXY really is on Reality Rift alongside Nuts. They add Alacrity to him, Luck as well.
So we just need
Looks
to
like a powerhouse team.
So who's GK?
G
Or is it BA? I don't know. I have no
looks
idea.
like GK or G.
I think it's GK. They use like the squiggly G. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
I kind of like the typeface, but I never know what it was. Never knew what it was.
I still love this loading screen. It looks so good. I
Sve-
hope they don't change this.
Sven's cosmetics have been getting bulkier and bulkier with each installment. It feels like this guy is just upgrading himself.
You just wait. He's going to turn into a tree one day. It won't be armor anymore. They'll just be like, okay, guys, we ran out of ideas. What can we put him in? Cloth.
Cloth.
Just put a cloth knight.
I would love a Viking Sven or something.
I have a feeling it would clash with it would clash with Tusk.
Oh yeah.
That's the problem. That's the only problem with Dota cosmetics. You don't want to like change the set so much that it looks like a different hero. It has happened.
They should have this concept or series where we choose a bunch of heroes and they all fall in the same category. That would be great. So you've like Viking squad or Roman gladiators.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I mean, they've been doing it for TI. Like this year was the ruins, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's been doing like all these Aztec ruin designs. They were very nice. I have to say, some of them looked really, really good.
The Grimstroke one in particular was actually amazing.
Stroke one.
The one where he has 2 gongs hanging from his neck.
I don't remember. I need to see it again.
Have you seen the Dazzle one from the Jungle Expedition where he has a butterfly, he has a pair of butterfly wings on his staff?
I don't remember. Well, we'll have to hold our horses here because it looks like Mars being jumped on. There's 3 heroes. Now, is he? I don't think he's going to survive. It's first
dead.
blood. LeBron getting first blood right off the bat, but Lion gets the rune. It's all good, guys. We may have lost our off lane, but we got the rune.
What's funny to me was that KYXY, I think he saw the Monkey King disguise his courier. Level 1 win run will be used.
So it is off lane Wind Ranger?
It actually is.
Oh, wow. So is this support Kunkka?
Wait, Monkey King.
Where's
Yeah, they're running support.
So they're running a support Kunkka. I was honestly expecting this to be an off lane Kunkka.
So they are babysitting the Monkey King as much as they can. They know that the Monkey King is crucial in terms of winning this lane. Lion and Mars, they have high Q potential, but not against this particular lane assignment from LeBron.
I suppose maybe they just wanted to win that top matchup with the Wind Ranger. I mean, Wind Ranger shouldn't really be too pressured up here as long as she holds on to the Wind Run. But the Kunkka support with Oracle, I mean, these two together are not impressive. And they might even just lose Mike. Mike needs to get out, but he tries to stick around. They wanted to go onto Lion.
Yeah, and you can see Toothless not really coordinated with the target selection. Kunkka was going for the Lion, and now he was skewered backwards, not into a tree, but maybe enough into his death. Double kill for the Lion, however, Toothless does manage to trade back. on the Demon Witch itself.
This is not good because look at the lane matchup. LeBron's running a tri lane. This is a dual lane coming out from the Dire squad, and to lose 2 supports and to only get 1 kill back, that's not favorable by any means. I'm not sure if I agree with their notion here, but oh, they got the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, even though Wind Ranger has the win run early on, is not that really strong. Killing spree for Toothless though. LeBron's still trying to make the tri-lane work. But yeah, even though Wind Ranger can avoid physical damage, right clicks also with the Wind Run, has the extra movement speed and slow when you chase her, Reality Rift have a way to work around that.
Yeah.
Stormhammer and Inkswell, that is pretty much enough. And they can silence her before they engage.
Yeah, exactly. So as much as you would like to see Wind Ranger and think that, hey, she's a very strong off lane, she also has those glaring weaknesses. We'll have to check back on that top lane. I have to say she's been very aggressive with her positioning. As of now, though, TA versus Ember. Now, this matchup, a lot of people normally say TA wins, but Ember Spirit is a bit of an exception to the rule because TA a lot of the time can trade because of refraction. Now, with Ember Spirit, you can burn the refraction away. You can even return the damage too. So this matchup, I'd have to say it's very, very good that it's even. Wind Ranger's got to get out, but Wind Run's over.
Yep. Definitely living up to his name, not in a good way though. It's a walking 250 goal. And it's going to go to Luck's pocket again.
I need to change that name to 162 gold.
It's gonna keep going down. The more he dies. That name's not gonna stay the same.
They need to stabilize that top lane though, because sure, Wind Ranger's been getting some EXP, but she's also been heavily zoned out between the support and safe lane carry, whereas we're still running that bottom lane tri lane. It's not efficient, unfortunately. I think the reality here is you need to somehow equalize the lanes, right? Because so far, the Dire can get away with 2-1-2, whereas LeBron, they're stuck with 1-1-3.
They might want to consider putting the Monkey King in the offlane instead. Monkey King will have a better fighting chance against a Sven Grimstroke with the Jingle Mastery. All he needs is 4 auto attacks to proc his passive, and he can, even if he doesn't get any kills, at least he can kind of survive in the fight. He does have the snowball going on.
I would even maybe put the Kunkka in the offlane with the Wind Ranger, no? Like, I think those two, if you can give some levels to Kunkka and Wind Ranger, they do have kill potential between the two of them. You can catch out Grimstroke. Grimstroke is not the fastest hero, and he's not tanky by any means.
They're going to try it onto Lacrity though, bringing him back with the axe. They do drop Torrent. Searing Change does connect. He becoming in great hacks onto the Ember Spirit. They follow up with the Earth Spike, and it might be a turnaround though. The Ember Spirit trying to kill off Lacrity, but it will be Kunkka getting the kill in. So slight recovery for LeBron, but it might end right here. Kunkka will get his runes first before he gives out his life. The Inkswell will connect, and Warnot with the Stroke of Fate will seal Kunkka's fate.
Great rotations coming in from the Dire squad, I have to say, so far. They're on point with their movement. I'm really digging their movement so far, and they've done so well with the lanes that they can now just sort of leave Mars, they can leave Sven, the supports are free to rotate, whereas LeBron, I'm a bit afraid for them because they do feel like they're sticking around. I'm glad they're moving some of these heroes around, but look at the Wind Ranger. This Wind Ranger is struggling.
Yeah, only 6 last hits compared to 22.
How many levels? The level 2 or level 3?
Actually, not really having a good time. Boundless Strike does come through though. The Purifying Flames, not enough damage for now, but the Monkey King will come in to pick up Toothless. Is dominating in the bot lane, cashing in on a heap of gold, leading in last hits as well. So probably, for now, the Monkey King will be the only saving grace that his team has.
Yeah, he'll be the most important hero for a little bit. And looks like they have moved the Kunkka into offlane with the Wind Ranger. We'll see if this is a permanent change. I don't see them being able to kill Luck, but now that these two should be together, they should get some EXP on the Wind Ranger at last without both the Sven and the Grimstroke just pushing them both out of lane. Hopefully this works out because so far their lanes hasn't been that great besides the Monkey King. I have to say Monkey King is their only winning lane.
Yeah, and for LeBron to kind of have this power spike, they need to wait for level 6 when you get level 6, especially on the Kunkka. Maybe they'll have more setup to kill off the Grimstroke. Not the Sven, but the Grimstroke will be enough for now because, like you mentioned earlier on, the objective for LeBron right now is to stabilize the Wind Ranger lane.
Yeah,
even though
I think we got to look at the big picture with the Wind Ranger pick, right? Wind Ranger, oh, they might lose her again.
Yeah.
And this was because Kunkka left.
The moment Kunkka is not there, Wind Ranger is in a heap of trouble. The Shackle Shot unfortunately does not connect onto the Sven and Grimstroke. They bring a TP in from Oracle, but he cancels it. He knows it's not going to be in time.
Oh, they're going to try and go for mid. Alacrity.
Yeah, this better work out for the Kunkka. Alacrity with the side blaze. Oh, just too much. He has the DD as well. He can turn around. Psionic Traps not going to be in range to slow down the Kunkka, but unfortunately, rotations from Leborn not working in their favor.
Getting away with murder. And the DD just ran out as well. They did not pick the best time to try and go into TA. He's trying to break the refraction charges, but no damage. Oh, no! They're going onto Kunkka now.
Yeah,
beautiful backstab.
Oh, Leborn not having a good early game.
No.
And this is going to hurt the Monkey King as well, even though he had a great 4-0 start, but his teammates are dying across the map. Now Alacrity actually just walks up and got an unofficial triple takedown.
It's looking pretty bad. We've got a 3k gold lead as well for Reality Rift. They're looking so good. They dominated lanes. They've got some great heroes. Lion dies to Ember. Not really that big of a deal because it's just to support Ember. All the control in the world for the Dire squad so far. Leborn, they really need to stabilize, but the problem here is how can they with the lineup that they're running? Because I keep harping out on this, keep harping on the Wind Ranger pick. But the issue is that there's so many things wrong fundamentally with offlane Wind Ranger. She just doesn't function like standard offlaners. Sure, you can pick some off-meta heroes and they fit because at least their skill kit allows it to. Wind Ranger doesn't.
No,
she's great as a support occasionally. Obviously not the best support, but she has a pretty good support kit. If she's going to play offlane, the only time I've ever seen this hero become successful is when they have the levels, when they can solo their lane, when they're doing a one-on-one matchup. Yeah. Because Wind Ranger doesn't get pressured, she gets the farm, gets EXP, and even Wind Ranger can pressure because of the bonus range. When there's a support going up against her, she can't do anything. And if they start going aggressive on Wind Ranger and they can go through the wind run, it doesn't matter what you do, you're just going to die time and time again. You fall behind in levels, and suddenly your offlane is farming.
No, Monkey King gotta run away from a 3-man collapse. It does easily with the 3 jump. But right now, Leborn, seeing that they're switching up their playstyle, and I like this rotation from them because they know they're not that good in terms of team fighting, but what they're good at is picking off isolated targets. You have the Fortune's End, which guarantees a route.
We're going to see a backstab in just a minute though. Look at the supports coming in for Reality Rift. They're smoked up. Who's the target?
Those deep wards are really helping out Reality Rift.
Oh no, it's going to be Ember. Ember, he
might die though.
Does he have the reaction?
Oh no, the boss already left. The Metal Strike comes in. They have the Inks to follow up, but Toothless coming in with the Wukong's command. Ember somehow gets out alive. Might turn this around. Lion is going to be the first one to go down. They need one more Fire Remnant and they will get it. But Alacrity is hungry for blood. Meanwhile, Toothless is going for Walnut. TP also coming in from the rest of the team. The Torrent is perfect, but they don't even need it because Mike is right with the Purifying Flames. Leborn will get 2 quick kills in the mid lane.
Sotong got so lucky because there was just not enough burst on Reality Rift. I think he actually would have died
if there was a finger.
If not just a finger, if Grimstroke was level 5. He's actually like 1 or 2 points away from level 5. He could have leveled up his nuke and that would have been enough to kill off the Ember. He's so lucky.
They're walking to 150 gold with the focus fire. Just trying to be annoyed to Alacrity, but the Inkswell does help Alacrity get the kill. However, that is a big goal swing for the Wind Ranger with the shutdown.
Yeah, but he definitely needed that. I loved how he just tried as much as he could to go in there and deal with that damage.
And focus fire actually just ripped through the refraction stacks.
Yeah. We'll have to see it all. Okay, never mind. It's,
guessing it's the stroke of fate.
walking 331 gold now. He got promoted.
Oh,
a little bit more.
Shouldn't have happened.
Mike is going to try and go for a solo kill or set up. Nope, he's going to set up for the Ember, and there we go. Nuts.
Sotong
is supposed to be dead.
Oh no, they used too much time. Mike should have just went for it straight. The idea was correct, but unfortunately the damage was not.
Execution was almost perfect. Almost. Oh, that is such a shame. You lost your Ember in that too.
My criticism for that was Mike should have used Purifying Flames before he channeled the Fortune's End. Because that burst
He was trying to be a good teammate. He
Yeah.
wanted to give the kill to Solthong, right? Yeah, you can't really blame them.
Yeah.
Maybe they just miscalculated or the math was just off. It's Dota.
And Lion was there as well. They
Yeah.
brought in 4 members.
Yeah. I mean, Reality Rift, they know how to react to all of these situations. Now, the unsung potential hero, Toothless, he is still farming. Unfortunately, he is behind the TA and the Sven now. He's going to be solo lane against Mars. He's actually worried about some rotations in from the jungle, and he's not wrong. Their jungle is it's being heavily patrolled by these supports. Not just the supports, even Sven is jungling.
Looking at 5, the entire team of Reality Rift on the bot side. Alacrity will get those big camps, perfect stacking as well with the side blades. 4 members from Reality Rift in the bottom lane. They want to rush down that tier 1.
They do. And even Luck picked up a Blink Dagger on his Sven, so now they've got another hero to jump in.
Yeah. I would want to see if the Grimstroke has enough gold to afford a Blink Dagger, because a Blink Dagger
I thought
on
you were going to say
Grimstroke-
Scythe of Ice. Like
And then
last
both
time.
works.
Maybe.
Blink Dagger is actually super strong on Grimstroke, because the Blink Soulbind cripples your mobility a lot. They're going to try to Warnot, they take away that tier 1, the first tier 1 of the game, and now they bring Soltong in as well. Warnot should die from this, but not before dropping down that Soulbind. Going to prolong the inevitable. Toothless is there, Soltong will get the kill.
So both teams going to be swapping sides, it seems. So now LeBron, well, they're going to be on the Dire now. Reality Rift, they are now on the Radiant side, officially swapping bases now. TP, okay, from the Kunkka. Are they going to react to this?
They don't have enough members, and means that Kunkka won't be able to do anything. Only can just wait and watch the slug do some chip damage to that structure.
Slowly bringing heroes in. Monkey King's here, but they've got to be careful. There's so many heroes up top. They don't know. There's no vision.
Toothless can drop that Wukong's command. Boundless Strike comes in, but without the passive, it's not enough damage, though. He does get the Earthbite. Mike comes in from behind, but he gets annihilated straight away by Alacrity. However, they get luck in return. Support for a call so far. LeBron getting the better end of that trade.
Wukong's command paying off there for Monkey King. That was it was literally like the very end monkeys getting those last couple of bops onto Luck. Sure, they lose a support, but if anything, it just slows down the push here for Reality Rift. They got to delay it for as long as possible. So much pressure riding on Toothless's shoulders, and I have to say, his decision making, I'm fine with this. I mean, he's been playing great.
And seems like LeBron's road to recovery starts with Toothless, and even though he has a really great 5-0 start, he's still 1,000 gold behind Alacrity.
Yep. Solthong has a lot of work to do to catch up, unfortunately, and he had a bit of a shaky lane. He's not doing too badly, though. He is slowly starting to catch up. Obviously, wants to catch up faster than this. Wind Ranger, in the meantime, also in the process of catching up, but I'm worried because you're running 3 heroes. Now, this is the unfortunate fate of a lineup that LeBron's drafted. Normally, when you draft heroes, you pick one core that doesn't need much to function, right?
Yeah.
You pick up a Blink Dagger, or you just need levels. A cheap hero that can just sort of work even if things go horrible. And then you pick up 2 cores because there's only enough jungle out there to give gold out to everyone, right?
Yeah.
But now you're running Wind Ranger, Monkey King, and Emperor Spirit. I don't think there's enough jungle for all these heroes to get enough farm.
Monkey has to be careful, though, because Reality Rift, they definitely saw that.
Can
and
they see the clarity tree? No, right?
They actually did. They pinged him out. But he was just there to secure that bounty room for his team. Now Reality Rift is moving their members to the bot lane as well. And Toothless is not in a great position. They're going to start cutting down trees. Mike does not have the high ground vision, and he'll run straight into a soul by double finger coming in. And Toothless, does he want to turn this around? Drops a boundless strike though, but the arena blood is already out. Wind Ranger comes in from afar, but he's trapped in the arena as well. Toothless is silenced, going to get the Wukong's command out. Luck comes in with the Blink Dagger, and it's disaster for LeBron, as they are the one who will be dunked on by Reality Rift, and they will lose 4 members for absolutely nothing.
Well, I think they just kicked the bucket there, unfortunately. LeBron, the idea was there. They were hoping to actually pincer Reality Rift into a very small corridor, but everything went horribly wrong when they lost their first 2 heroes too quickly. I could understand what Toothless wanted to do. He wanted to come in for a backstab to try and surprise him with the Wukong command, but by the time he jumped in, first 2 heroes were already dead. He was the primary target. He just gets shut down because where's the lockdown from the rest of your team?
Yeah, and I think the idea for LeBron was to use the Monkey King tree, a tree jump, to gain vision. But unfortunately, they do not have the vision. to spot the Greenstroke, who was literally on the edge of the cliff.
Very unfortunate. It's going to slow down progress here for Leborn. It's a tough game. I do have to say this. I favored Reality Rift's draft from the lineup. Execution is very simple. You got a lot of ways to disengage, to engage. Toothless going in by himself?
Yeah, that's not the way to play this. He needs his team, and now Luck can just run straight at the rest of Reality Rift. They will try to kill off Lion, and they will get it, but Lion's not enough because Alacrity will blow up Mike. No more false promise. The shine is popped, but the regeneration is not going to be enough to keep Ember Spirit alive, if anything, and it seems like the walking 250 gold will be another bounty for Reality Rift. The X marks the spot, brings Alacrity back to the shrine. The boat does come in to stun him up. Wind Ranger lucky enough to walk away with her life for now, but unfortunately it wouldn't be long. Wind Run is 2 seconds away. However, the Stormhammer will keep her in place for now. Luck just taking his time with this Wind Ranger.
This is a
Oh, they let him away, alright.
I think it would have been too much for Luck to chase him down. That was a disaster.
Yeah,
Monkey King,
should never engage like that.
maybe he thought his teammates were closer. It seemed to me that he was hoping that Oracle would be able to get the
False
false promise off before he died, so he would have bonus time to try and get the Jingu stacks up. He can lifesteal up all that health and would jump back in, but that's a lot of damage taken off the map because Monkey King's doing most of it, unfortunately. Ember Spirit, he's doing chip damage. Wind Ranger also doing some chip damage, maybe a little bit from the power shot, but that's about it. You lose your Monkey King, I don't think they can contest Reality Rift at all.
Yeah, and
Lots of mistakes are being made, unfortunately, and maybe this is subject to them having a really tough laning stage and trying to go for the mentality, you go for high risk, because if you win the high risk, you get high rewards. If you lose the high risk, technically they've got nothing to lose.
yeah, and unfortunately for LeBron, they need to watch out for the disables from the Reality Rift as well, especially the Hex and the Phantom's Embrace. Those two are the biggest, I would say, disables that basically takes Monkey King out of the fight. He needs that Wukong's command, and without that, Monkey King is essentially ineffective until the rest of the cores come online. However, LeBron, they do know Reality Rift are starting on that Roshan.
Mike has to be in position here for the false promise.
Toothless again.
If they lose Toothless again, there's no way they win this fight. Where's Mike? They need him in
Toothless
position.
Caught out again. He's too far forward. No false promise means the Monkey King dies once more. And Alacrity with low HPs. Most likely he's going to get the Aegis, and now Wind Ranger is running away from La with the focus fire. Not doing enough damage though. Unfortunately, La will get a double kill, but it seems like Sotong wants to come back for round number 3, but into the hands of 4 Reality Rift members. Alacrity does die to the Kunkka, but unfortunately Roshan is still alive. Kunkka desperately trying to take down Roshan for the Aegis, but it's not going to be able to take it away. KYXY will get the secure, and Walnut will find the last kill to put the bottom in the cap for Reality Rift.
That was a team wipe on the side of LeBron. The beginning of the fight was, and that was just so well played by Reality Rift. They cut the Monkey King tree. I almost want to think maybe Toothless put himself in a dangerous position. He tried to go for an aggressive jump onto a tree. Unfortunately, they saw him. They cut the tree down. He gets taken down. Mike got jumped on by Luck.
Yeah.
Mike actually died before Toothless did. And you can tell this is such calculated play because they know that if Mike is in range to get the false promise, Monkey King doesn't die. So they say, let's focus the Oracle. He has no positioning items because he's got no blink, he has no force stuff, and if we kill him, we either force the false promise onto him or he just dies, which is both ideal.
They can find KYXY, however, only might lose his life though the rebuild comes in. Arena Blood does get dropped now. False promise is available for Mike Sotong, trying to help his teammate, but unfortunately just too much. The Spear of Mars can push everyone into the wall. Now Sotong has to run away. The false promise does come true, and the Wind Ranger will be able to find KYXY finally. They need more than this because Alacrity has already taken down Toothless. The Aegis is part on KYXY, so Reality Rift, they lose nothing to blink in, and it's just pure annihilation. KYXY is dominating right now.
I think this might just be almost the end here for LeBron. 16k net worth lead on the side of Reality Rift. It seems every fight, it's almost a copy when it comes to the tactics. Because I think for every single fight, it's been Toothless to go in first.
Yeah.
He's their most farmed hero. He has the most potential to come back. But the way that they're playing him like this, he's losing net worth, he's losing farming time. And they're not securing late game. They haven't won a single fight up until this point. They may have traded evenly. It's either you trade evenly or they've just died outright. They've been getting wiped. They've been getting a support kill while losing 3. If they continue to play like this and they don't somehow maybe adapt or change their style of play, they're going to have to just figure out what to do for game 2. Because so far, whatever strat they're running, it's more or less been the same each fight. It's not working.
And it all started with the 15-minute bounty rune secure. Actually, no, the 10-minute bounty rune secure where they tried to go for that the top jungle, the dire bottom jungle actually. And Toothless too far forward. The 2 members from Leborn walked onto high ground without vision, got caught out. And Leborn, at that point, I think Toothless actually had a chance to get away, but
he actually could have just stayed on the tree, right? He would
but
have been
Windranger
fine.
committed, and Toothless was like, I need to join the fight. The idea was to jump down, drop the Wukong's command, but he got silenced. And they never recovered from it.
Oh no, Sotong. Oh, that's going to be very nice. So
Yeah.
they waste the arena.
He should be lucky that the spear didn't land. Like, he would have been dead because Alacrity was ready.
I mean, Alacrity. Look at the amount of farm on Alacrity. He's going for a beak. Yeah, he's huge. He is massive. He's got all the items. Oh, they're going to lose their Windranger.
Oh, Windranger keeping him alive for now. Lux shackled the tree, but it's Mike who takes the finger from behind. So no false promise for the next 33 seconds. And KYXY just running at the Windranger, and it should be the first high ground push. Maelstrom finally purchased by Ember Spirit, but Sotong maybe a bit too late to the party this time. And that's the first high ground tower. Surely going down to Reality Rift. Godstring even popped as well. Trying to go for that first set of racks. GX almost getting the blink hacks off onto Ember.
Can they defend? That's 1 racks down. They're so scared. They can't engage because they've got no frontliner.
Yeah, and the Monkey King is pushing the bottom lane as well. So what Leborn can do best is hoping to go for those chips, but unfortunately Ember died too fast, has to buy back. They lose Mike again. Now Mike has to use his own buyback. Reality Rift have more than enough resources to fight on if they want to, but call is now to retreat. They might be forced to fight when Alacrity gets brought right back, but Sotong has to be careful this time.
Toothless also needs to be careful. He's been going a bit too Rambo. Safe play from Reality Rift. They're going to back up. They don't need to apply all this pressure. It's basically now on Leborn to make a comeback play. And unfortunately, it's going to be difficult because Reality Rift, I really do like the way that they're playing this. They know they have the team fight advantage every single time. They've got the AoE control like we've mentioned. They're over-farmed. They're going to lose their Windranger here.
Yeah,
He's gonna try a wind run. Oh, might be able to get away. Nope. Oh, that might just be Arena of Blood will
she's dead.
secure the kill, unfortunately. So that's Windranger gone. No buyback on the Windranger either. They're just being stomped. 22k gold net worth lead. I do not see it being able to flip around.
It's been quite a while since we saw such a dominant lead. But it's a veteran team that we're talking about up against Leborn, who are still trying to figure out where they belong, at least for game number 1. But right now, they're sending Toothless to push out the lanes as much as they could. Unfortunately, he's not going to get the resources fast enough. He has the buyback, but he does not have the rest of his team. And luck, we just use the BKB. Why not? Toothless comes in, does get spotlight. He is hacked up though. The stun will connect again. False Promise finally gets used on the Monkey King target that they need. Alacrity will be bring back. Soulbind will be used though, and it's luck in the back line. The finger comes right in. Alacrity will be taken down in the Wukong's command, but no! Monkey King disintegrates from the Dazzle. The Mail Strike is just too much. They will buy back. Unfortunately, they won't be able to chase Reality Rift, and Warnock even snipes Mike from downtown. 65 seconds where the Oracle is unavailable for any kind of fight.
Are they really trying to chase after Mars? I'm not sure if they can kill Mars. He's almost got 2k HP. Tanky as well. Oh, this is a tough fight for Leborn. They're holding on. They've got no buybacks though. They've got no buybacks. Yeah. They are behind by a mile in farm.
And he's dead.
They're gonna lose Toothless. Didn't Toothless just buy back?
Yeah, it looked like a really great fight with the Wukong's command, but the damage was just too much, and with Toothless down, there's no way that they can even fight. Now Sotong has to run away because he's silenced down. He won't be able to get the Phantom away. He'll be stunned now and pushed to a tree, and that tree will be his final grave. Leborn throwing a towel. Game 1 is over.
Something I find rather peculiar for Leborn. So they decided to try and tackle the problem head on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every time they tried to engage into Reality Rift or they tried to initiate a gank, they never actually once tried to do any split push play. They didn't try to draw attention onto the other side of the map that we see some teams do when they struggle and they say, okay guys, let's try and create some space. Draw some attention over there. We can get farm on this hero, or let's split push, force them back, because we did see Reality Rift. They played very 5-man Dota. They stuck together. We never saw them separate. Maybe if they tried to split push with the Monkey King and Ember, because they are probably some of the best split pushers in the game because of how mobile they are.
Yeah, and how LeBron played Game 1 is a reminiscence to Legenda in the early stage of Season 1, because Legenda is also a team that tackles the problem head on. They will pick this big wombo combo lineup and just try to win a team fight off of their ultimates. But unfortunately for LeBron this time, that playstyle does not bode well with Reality Rift.
Maybe draft changes. It's a little bit hard to say. They're up against a pretty tough opponent. Like we know a lot of these players. They're very talented. They've been in the industry for a really long time.
Oh yeah.
They've got experience under their belt. It's going to be a tough opponent, but we'll see if they can figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a quick break, and once we're back, we're going to jump into Game 2. And let's see if LeBron are going to be able to initiate a comeback. We'll see you guys after the break.
So I'll never let you go. Never let you go. I'll never let you go. Never let you go. Trade a heart for heart, then our souls will be lost forever. Keep your fingertips close to mine, close to mine, close to mine. Keep your fingertips close to mine, close to mine, close to mine. So I'll never let you go, never let you go. So I'll never let you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The Season 2 relegation goes on. This is day number 1, where Leborn takes on Reality Rift to get one step closer to that Season 2 group stage. But however, they are on the back foot right now as Reality Rift ripped through game number 1. We'll see if Leborn can bring this back. I'm HusKKiee and I'm joined by Danelie.
Got a lot of things to look into game 2 and see if LeBron can make those changes. And I think the biggest change to start off with is going to be the draft, right?
Oh, yeah.
We spoke a little bit off stream as well in terms of the draft. I thought it was going to be offlane Kunkka.
Yeah.
I really thought maybe he would have been a bit of a better fit than the Wind Ranger, but we also need to take into consideration what can the players play, right? Especially when it comes to amateur Dota, it's not like top tier Dota and some of the top level players, they can play anything, right?
Yeah.
The great players that separate the good and the great, you can play everything if you're great at the game. But if you're just coming up there, obviously you have your niche heroes, you have a small pool of heroes that you're very good at, and also something we never really talk about is the meta. Does the meta fit the player?
And it seems like LeBron were trying to create their own meta. Unfortunately, didn't work out. But game number 2, the picks and bans are ready. We'll see if they make any adjustments going into this game.
There's a lot of adjustments that need to be made, I feel.
Yeah, and if you're LeBron right now, you will want to avoid the round robin relegations. That is your final chance to get through, and you only play a best of 1 against all the other losers from the best of 3s.
Oh wow, so Leshrak already going to be making an appearance here for LeBron and Pango.
What a switch up.
This is such a strange opening pick. We're so used to seeing all the same heroes from last season.
Yeah.
All the usual stuff, but now suddenly Leshrak, Pango. All right, take a look at these heroes. Just think what they could be. And then all of a sudden Reality Rift is thinking, well, we get to pick whatever we want. We get Grimstroke, who's for some reason not appearing on the screen.
They can go Grimstroke. Oh, I wanted to say Doom, but Doom was banned now.
Yeah.
But
they could go Sven again. Sven's not banned.
Even Sand King is available for them if they
who,
want to.
who got banned instead?
Uh,
I remember Lifestealer Morphling getting banned. I think something's wrong with Reality Rift Heroes, unfortunately.
there we
ladies
go.
and gentlemen.
Sand King is pretty straightforward. Double Burrow Strike is a bit more reliable compared to the Sven Stormhammer because Burrow Strike has longer range and so
Almost instant cast
almost
as
instant
well.
cast as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost instant. Still kind of a projectile. We're going to try and get this fixed, guys, so please hold your horses. I think it's just a bit of a graphical error in terms of our Observer's PC. We'll get that checked, but opening pick, Grimstroke, Sand King, ridiculously strong. Sand King in particular, that hero is insane. I actually wanted to see what the win rate is for Sand King because I think almost every single game we've seen him has been a win.
Yeah, most of the games.
Or maybe even all of them. I gotta take a look at the stats.
But it's definitely higher than 90%. Yeah, that I can confirm. And also, I think the soulbind mechanics is kind of interesting because when Grimstroke first came out, I thought that the disables work when it's point and click, but unfortunately, fortunately, for disables such as Sand King's Burrow Strike, Sand King's Burrow Strike where you cast it from afar, it still kind of connects with the soulbind and. Excuse me if I pronounce the team name wrongly.
Apparently,
Leborn.
we've both been doing it.
Yeah, because, I mean,
I'm so used to
basketball, I'm
LeBron.
sorry, the basketball influence.
It's
But you
alright.
gotta admit, it sounded pretty dope.
It looked nice. I mean, it's nice to say.
Leborn, okay.
It's Leborn.
I'll try to not forget that.
I think maybe one of the players are just like angrily discording. It's like, please say it this way. It's like, I'm sorry.
This is not
We're-
basket.
We're very sorry, Leborn. Just letting you guys
Leborn.
know. We didn't mean to. Maybe change your name after this.
Wow.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I mean, I would love it. It sounds great. I think a lot of people would agree as well. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, please. I think someone's going to send me an angry DM now. I was like, excuse me. Okay, besides that, back into the draft. So another hero that we almost never see being picked up onto Leborn's side is Bane. When was the last time we've seen Bane picked up?
I think it's mid-season 1.
I think it was like once or twice, no?
Yeah.
We almost never see this hero being picked up anymore. There were some changes. I think Enfeeble reduces attack speed now instead of the attack
Flat
damage.
And
Which I was a big fan of the flat attack damage for laning stage, but it sucked for scaling.
yeah,
I think the bigger picture was that.
at first I disliked the attack speed reduction. I agree with you. I prefer the damage reduction because it just messes up the last hit of the enemy core. But what I like about how they compensate for the attack damage is they added minus status resistance, and I think that is now it completes the kit of Bane because you want to hold on to someone for as long as possible and to keep them in place. And Bane is one of the best heroes to do that. You Nightmare one guy, you drop the Enfeeble on the other guy, and then you just Fiend's Grip the third one. That's 3 members instantly disabled.
Speaking of wanting to try and grip someone for as long as possible, I'm not sure if he's still going to be able to do that though, because look at the heroes on the side of Reality Rift. You've got Lina, long range LSA that can be used as a disable to pop the grip. Obviously Sand King as well with the Burrow Strike. Even Grimstroke, he can just pop the silence onto Bane. Suddenly that's just an instant cancel. Like he doesn't even need any disables. You just, if it's just like a flinch, anything to cancel a channel, that's it. And I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of Bane. I mean, Bane can still work if they're not using him primarily for the grip. If they only picked him for the grip, I'm going to worry. But he's still got a pretty decent skill kit, right? You can Nightmare heroes, so it's going to be 4 versus 5 for a while. You can still Enfeeble. I mean, Enfeeble is going to hurt Lina the most because she relies a lot on attack speed when all of her spells are on cooldown, right?
Yeah.
So you reduce her attack speed, limits what she can sort of do in the middle of the fights.
And Bane has one of the longest cast range for his spells, especially in Feeble.
Put an ether lens on that too, and he's like on the other side of the map.
And his talent as well. It gives 150 extra cast range. You add the ether lens, I think it goes up to like 300 plus. Base disable. Normally people underestimate the range, and now they drop a Skyrock mage on top. I think we know.
Has extra range.
Yeah, I think we know where this is going.
Exactly. For people that might not know what's going on, we'll just give you guys a hint. It might be called a nuclear bomb, but it's a very small one, but it still hurts.
Yeah, it actually hurts a lot.
But I'm surprised we're seeing this is such a off-meta build by Leborn, but I'm kind of liking this because it might just throw Reality Rift completely off guard. They're just realizing that, wait, we haven't played against these heroes for like what? 1 or 2 patches.
And
I think
suddenly,
Skywrath Mage in particular, when was the last time we saw him? Wasn't
even
that
in competitive as well, it's
Yeah.
so long.
He is. I mean, Skywrath does have some pretty major drawbacks as well, unfortunately. Very squishy. If there's any kind of gap close, and you gap close onto a Skywrath Mage, he's more or less dead after 2 spells.
Yeah, and you will hate the soul bind on him as well.
Yeah, if you get the Soulbind on Skywrath Mage and he can't get away, that's quite devastating, because they don't have any defensive spells that's going to be able to protect him. There's no Dazzle Grave, there's no Oracle, False Promise as well. There's no Astral. Astral, I know in particular, one of those great spells that can really throw a Grimstroke off, because it's like, oh, my teammate's Astral, bam! Alright, you're going to be alive in the next couple seconds when you come out of the Astral.
Yeah, and Leborn are just going for this glass cannon build. This either, all or nothing.
This is all or nothing. We want to finish in... Actually, I can't even say 20 minutes, because look at their push potential.
They
It's
need...
poor.
They need, like... I don't know. They need at least a 5k goal lead by 15 minutes. That's the minimum.
They need a Lone Druid.
They need a lone druid.
I mean,
Actually, a lone druid would be great.
I feel it would be great. Lone Druid, fantastic versus Lena, as long as you don't get jumped on, because you just throw the bear at Lena. She can't really control the bear. Wraith King will never be able to outkill a bear. I think that's the reality of it. Pretty much everything can't really deal with the Lone Druid bear. If they work together and they stun it and they kill it, then sure, of course they can get rid of it that way. But I feel like a Lone Druid could cause some absolute chaos and fantastic tower pusher.
And I like the ban from Reality Rift. They banned the anti-mage, because anti-mage kind of completes Leborn's lineup in a way. Even though they don't have hard engage, they don't have the best the best disables or teamfight potential, but that anti-mage will fix everything. It takes away the Wraith King mana, it cripples Grimstroke.
If the anti-mage, if they picked it, for example, and it picks up an Ags,
Oh.
oh, good luck playing the game.
Good lord.
It's not a game of Dota anymore. It's called the waiting game.
Plus 70 seconds cooldown.
Terrorblade? Oh, it's a Spectre.
Yeah.
You know what?
Slower pace, but
I don't
great
mind
scaling.
this.
Yeah,
I do
I
not
actually love
mind
it.
this at all. This is... So leading up to the Spectre pick, obviously Spectre herself, which is very off meta, we hardly see her, but with the style of play that we're potentially going to see from Leborn, especially with Toothless, right? We saw Toothless, he played great last game. His style of play really fits a Spectre.
Oh yeah.
It's always in your face, in the middle of the fight, causing absolute chaos. And if you can get a similar start like last game and actually get, for example, an early earn, and all those like very, very quick items and start fighting early with the team, I really feel like he could cause a lot of chaos.
And it's diffusal as well.
Yeah,
if he gets a
diffusal.
diffusal.
I think diffusal earn is probably going to be the way to go. I do not see him being able to get Radiance Gold in time.
Yeah.
I think if he gets Radiance, there would be enough items on Reality Rift to out-survive the Spectre Haunt burn with the Radiance, and they could just kill Toothless, because Toothless won't have any stats, right?
Yeah.
That's like one of the things when you have to take into consideration with Spectre and you want to go for Radiance. Can I survive with no stats on my build? If you can, obviously Radiance, because it's damage, it's farming, and it's crazy good for burning those squishies, but I don't see it this game.
Yeah, especially when the Spectre technically has to be the front line for his team as well. You don't,
Yeah.
other than Spectre, you have the Pangolier, but Pangolier has a lot of work to do. You have to get to the back line, and the Soulbind actually stops Pangolier from rolling away if he latches onto the a second teammate of Leborn. But for Spectre, I totally agree with you, because by the time he gets the Radiance, it means that his team has to drag out the game for him. It becomes a 4v5 for the next 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they have the time for that.
I think the earliest, let's say they can give this the Spectre a pretty good start. This is not including kills. If it's an average good start for Spectre, you're only going to see the Radiance at like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
That's the average timing for Radiance. The pro players can probably get a little bit faster if they can get some kills and everything.
Wrap
Backstab
around though.
could be good.
Oh, they come
they grab
in.
it?
It's Nuts.
Can
being
they
the
get
first target.
both?
Trying to go for Nuts. Nuts is asleep. Definitely do not want to wake up from that nightmare. It's a first blood. As easy as it is, and Sotong will get a great start.
That's going to help out. So it's mid Leshrac.
Yeah.
Mid Leshrac, safe lane Spectre, Pango off lane. Right? Yeah, it's Pango
Yeah,
off lane,
Pango off
because Mike is on the Bane. I was just double checking. I was like, are you really going to run off lane Skywrath Mage? We did see some
We did
craziness with the Wind Ranger. Ooh, Toothless though. Okay, Toothless dying here would definitely hurt his progress.
Not gonna die, but takes a lot of chip damage. They need to. Leborn needs to bring one of their supports up as quickly as they can.
Probably most likely the Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mike is making his way there.
Yeah, Skyreth Mage Pango, I think those two together are already going to be a very scary duo. Now, I like this ward in the middle lane. It's going to give a lot of vision to the Leshrac, and Leshrac's one of those heroes that benefits quite a lot from that mid lane vision, because if he goes for the lightning build, for example, he might go for it.
Oh, wow. Super smart sentry coming out as well.
How did they know? They probably scream. Or maybe they saw the VODs from last game.
Yeah, it's just one of the most common spots for an early observer ward. You normally smoke up, you run to the middle lane, you place that ward, and then you just go to where the bounty rune is. Unfortunately, even though it's a particularly scary lane for Leborn,
Yeah, Pango.
Reality Rift, they are not that shabby as well.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real though, they are very good players.
And Wraith King Grimstroke basically can just run at you. You just drop the Ink Swell to Wraith King, he runs at you with his blade. Honestly, I think the Reality Rift has a higher kill pressure if you're talking about the lane assignments in terms of those duo in the bot lane.
I think though, if you just put some levels on the Pango, it might solidify the lanes after a while. Some of these lanes, they have a little bit of wind up, and that's sort of what happens with Pango Skywrath. Like these two, they're a bit without the levels. A Toothless on the receiving end with some damage, but now it's going to be KYXY. This is a tough Toothless lane. This is not the same like last match. Monkey King is a very good lane dominator, whereas Spectre is the complete opposite. This hero is vulnerable until level 6.
And he's not going to have a good time against Lina as well. Range support, double stun, burst damage as well. Toothless taking a lot of punishment. However, he's going to drop that Mango and use the Spectral Dagger onto KYXY, who needs to get away.
What's Mike's build? Is it just Nightmare, or is he going to go for Brain Sap as well?
He's trying to go for the burst, I think, but he will never get that damage in time. And it's just Mango after Mango for KYXY and GK, and suddenly they won't be able to do anything. Meanwhile, Luck will take down Onion, the Grimstroke Wraith King, running at the Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, this is sort of what happens with Skywrath Mage. We didn't mention this during the draft. Skywrath, very, very squishy hero. Any gap close is going to kill that. And Toothless is going to have to go back to the dentist. There we go. That's going to be a kill for the Lina.
Oh, Brain Sap, not enough damage. And GK going for the juke. Mike, I don't think he'll have the damage though. Barrel Strike follow up. They have the LSA, Dragon Slave. Mike trying to get the last hit in, and he will find a kill. KYXY will get one in return though. Fortunately, Toothless's dagger is just a bit too slow.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, not able to grab it. But they still got the kill on the Lina, I suppose. But at the end of the day, it's not really solving the problem of that top lane. Toothless is not farming, and I don't blame him. It's a very, very difficult lane. They would love to bring in the Skywrath, I bet, up into the top lane, but if they leave the Pango alone, I don't think Pango is going to get anything in that bottom lane either.
Pango is actually suffering a lot. Only 3 last hits. If you look at Wraith King, he is almost 2 waves ahead of the Pango. And he's going to continue because every time Pango walks up, they will Ink Swell, Wraith Fire Blast, and kill him off.
I'm surprised they didn't try and do some of the... I know a lot of pro teams love to do this. They go for the creep pull. So if they can't get the farm, they just go to the back lines, they pull a creep wave and farm that under the tower. Quite surprised they haven't really thought about doing this. Toothless, hit by a whole bunch of stuns.
A lot of punishment from Reality Rift, and there's nothing much that Toothless can do, not with Mike as the Bane.
Yeah. And unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken, their pull camp is also warded. So that's going to be no pulls for them. They do need those pulls. And if Mike can get that dewarded, that'll be great. But it seems like they're just waiting out the duration. They'll just say, we'll stick in lane. But is this the right play? They're going to lose Toothless.
He's dead.
And they also might lose Mike if he's not careful. There's no Burrow Strike mana, so he's very lucky there. But this top lane, it's a disaster. So is the bot. They've got to pick a lane to stabilize. They have to pick a lane. Is it Toothless or is it going to be Pango?
It seems like it's
both.
Yeah, it's both.
They're trying to preserve both. And do they feel like they need to do this? Because one of their options could be, if you preserve Toothless, get his Haunt up as soon as possible, try and get some of those catch-up kills with Haunt, and you can bring the Pango with the Haunt kills. Whereas if you leave Toothless, farm up the Pango, get the Rolling Thunder, create space with the Pango on the other side of the map, and have Toothless farm the map while it's a little bit safer because you've drawn attention away from that lane. But because they're doing it like this, neither of these heroes are going to be major threats, and they're not going to hit an early timing to pull some of these heroes out of the lanes.
And you can see Sotong trying his best to stabilize his own lane, but Alacrity starting to build up in terms of stats and defense, and that means Lashrak won't be able to do as much as he did in the first 3 levels. They also lost the Pango as well in exchange for the Bounty Rune. Meanwhile, Mike also dies to Lina, so this is not looking good for Leborn at all.
The top lane's gonna get worse at this rate, especially if Lina gets Laguna Blade. I don't see Toothless being able to outlive this. And KYXY, I'm assuming he's getting pretty close to level 6 as well. So Epicenter is also going to eventually become a problem. Like, there's going to be 2 major ultimates that can potentially kill your safe lane carry, and thus hindering his progress. They're just going to keep doing this to him. It's free damage. Like, what can they do? This is not a Juggernaut that can heal back with the healing ward. This is not a hero that has high passive regen.
Yeah, and Toothless is just lucky that he has the dispersion to kind of mitigate a bit of that damage. Normal cores won't even survive through so much of the same rotation. However, they might try to go on luck. Who is running pretty fast away. The concussive shots does slow him down, but he will summon his Horde of Skeletons.
Still
So
might be
they
able to
need more
grab
Arcane
him.
Bolt. Luck and does have the magic stick.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate thing when you go up against a Skyearth mage. Magic stick gonna be a fantastic item. You'll always have charges. I think they wanted to backstab the Skyearth. Oh no, they don't. Oh, they want luck.
Oh,
They grab
yeah,
him.
Perfect kill. Unfortunately, not onto the Pango. It is for only on. But Skyra made with items early on. The faster he gets to that Atos, the better it is when they transition into mid game.
Yep. A bit of a problem here now. Odin has no mana. And as a Skyearth mage, when you don't have mana, unfortunately, you can't do anything. Looks like they tried to go after KYXY here. But again, losing Toothless. Score is 7-3. 2k gold lead for Reality Rift, which at 6 minutes, that's a big deal. That's a lot of money at 7 minutes to be ahead by 2k.
Ooh, Pango managing to get away from
They went the wrong way.
Stroke of Fate does not have enough damage. Luck actually lost vision because of the tree lines, but Mike, not really sure if you want to hang there.
Mike has a way to sort of protect himself, I suppose.
Yeah, he has Nightmare.
Yeah. So I think he would have been fine.
Seems like it's a lane swap
Are
coming
they?
in.
They're swapping supports.
They're swapping supports.
They're swapping. I don't know if swapping Skyearth Mage into this lane is. I mean, he can do a little. He can silence
They
Lina.
might be able though. Oh,
They're scared.
Alacrity is here. They get a TP from Pango in, but
They saw the rotation, I
too
think.
late.
No, they saw the rotation because there's a lane ward.
Oh yeah.
They saw the TP. They knew. Oh, the lane ward paying off.
That is just so unfortunate. Could have been Leborn's kill. Unfortunately, Alacrity was there earlier than the support, but now Nuts will be called out, I guess. For now, the scraps is going to be as valuable as the cores. For
There's
Leborn.
a regen on the top lane. They should probably grab that for Sotong.
Radiant structures.
Yeah, Sotong's going to grab it. He needs it. If you can keep a Leshrac with a lot of regen, he's very useful. Oh, looks like they did a official swap. So Pango is now up here.
Oh,
Ooh.
great dodge from there. The silence also helping out as well. Now Toothless coming back. The dagger connects. They get the shutdown to GK. Toothless does not have the haunt just yet, so he has to be careful because they're fighting inside the sandstorm with no vision. They finally bring the dust in, and they'll get Sotong his killing spree. Alacrity now trying to run away. They overstayed, and Leborn punishes them.
They had to rotate all 5 heroes to do that. All 5 heroes. And that just goes to show how bad the laning stage has been for Leborn. They've been pressured in every single lane. They finally punish, and I think it was a good decision to do it then because Reality Rift, they fully committed for that. They sent 3 heroes, 3 very high net worth heroes as well. And to get 5 heroes to punish that, especially Toothless, to be able to contribute to that. He's now level 6. He now has Haunt. And I'm a bit worried here because he is queuing up the Radiance, but he's also going for Hand of Midas. I'm not a big fan of the build. And the reason being that this is a build that requires a lot of wind-up time because not only are you farming for your Hand of Midas, but now you also need more time for the Radiance. And you won't get any stats from this outside of attack speed and a little bit of extra damage when the Radiance finally pops.
And the Spectre needs a lot of stats, especially when you are in this state. Instant stat, cheap stats are the most
Cheap
effective
stats.
way.
I'm still a fan if he doesn't want to go for the Urn, maybe even go for the Vanguard first before he does anything. I think the most common one is Vanguard Diffusal.
Yeah, Vanguard Diffuse.
It's just cheap cheap HP. The HP helps as well because of dispersion.
Even Vanguard Yasha is decent.
Yeah, that would be fine too. Look at this hunting. They know where he is, and he's got to get out of there.
Yeah, they want to shut him down as much as they can. They even secure the bounty room, but Toothless is pretty much dead.
Oh, it was too late.
Yeah.
He needed to go over the tree line sooner.
Yeah, he accepts his fate. There's no escaping that.
His Midas, I do not see this coming up until about 18 minutes. He only has the glove.
The glove. They do not have 18 minutes as well. Only sitting on top of an observer ward. And might be seeing his own death if Reality converges on him. But they do take it away. So that's vision control re-established for Leborn. However, they need to stabilize it a bit more. They get the haunt in, and it seems like Nuts will be the target. Ring that comes in. They find KYXY as well. Soulbind coming in onto the Pango, and Toothless is kind of caught out. They get the silence. The Guna double coming in. Not enough damage yet. They kill off KYXY, and it should be Nuts going down to Sotong. Toothless actually giving away to Toothless. The urn is burning down as well. GK is dead again. 5 members from Leborn punishing Reality Rift.
But look at Luck. He's pushed all the bottom towers. Skeleton's OP. He's pushed all of the bottom towers. It's 11 minutes in. They're punishing Leborn for being aggressive in that top lane by trying to defend their tier 1. They've lost tier 1 and tier 2 in the bottom lane. Some people might not think this is a problem, but to lose your towers this early, it opens up your lanes to potential push. And look at the tower. It's already almost half HP.
Yeah,
one misfight, and they can already go high ground.
Yeah, and even though now they get control of the top jungle, they're losing control of the more important jungle, the part of jungle which is the bottom side where all the big stacks are. So Leborn have their work cut out for them. 4k gold lead for Reality Rift. Not too much, but if we're talking about in terms of the hero choices for Leborn, 4k is a ginormous lead.
It's equivalent to, okay, now it's 5k, so it's equivalent to about 800, 750, 800 gold a
Wrap
minute.
around smoke though, get the use. Should be able to find GK. They will burst him down immediately. He's not going to get anything. Growing Thunder does come in though. Inksaw only connecting onto Sotong. They drop the atomic bomb and Sotong is unstoppable. Still alive. Luck will have the reincarnation, but not sure if he wants to come in for round number 2. The boat is here. The alacrity is ready. They get the soul by in. Luck trying to stay alive for as long as he can. Boat only connecting onto the walking 250 gold, so not too bad. The buyback from Pango straight away. They want to kill off Luck. Luck still somehow alive. Toggle from the armlet is really prolonging this fight, but the urn is burning Luck down and means he cannot toggle anymore. Nuts gets a double kill. He's still toggling. Oh god, Luck too good on this Wraith King, but he should fall.
Is this Wraith King or Undying? Luck is still toggling. Okay, there we go. Finally dies, but that was a very long chase.
Yeah, but
look now,
they might look toothless.
Toothless exposed. Can they kill him?
They're trying to, and they will.
That was not worth it.
Yeah, Luck dragged the entire team away.
That was fantastic. I'm actually quite surprised Toothless stuck around. I thought he would have actually gone with his team to try and chase down Luck, but
I never knew that you can toggle, you can out toggle the dot from urn. Because I always thought if you have the urn burning and you toggle it, and you might just die from the burn.
No, I think what was happening was the Kunkka rum.
Oh yeah.
The Kunkka rum mitigating the damage, so he could out toggle it because the damage was going down too slowly.
And Dota mechanics is.
Dota mechanics are crazy.
Yeah, what seemed like a good fight for Leborn actually ended up with them
losing their main
losing more
carry.
gold.
Yeah.
No, it's a 7k goal lead for Reality Rift. They will find Nuts. And it's the best that they can get. For now, the magic damage is too much.
I was going to say, in that previous fight, big props to Pango with that 2-man Rolling Thunder. I think KYXY, he actually burrow striked right next to, who was it that got taken down? I think it was Wraith King.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both got just multi-man Rolling Thunder. Then they just got obliterated by the Skywrath Ultimate. That was beautiful to watch. So
Wow.
I want to say Leborn, they're showing signs of life, but unfortunately their life is definitely not in favor of gold. They're still behind by 7k. And I have to say, progress on Toothless, nothing like last game. Toothless is nowhere near the same net worth.
Complete opposite of last game. And you have 2 ATL lances now. Completed, one on the Grimstroke and one on the Lina, which means now Reality Rift, they can engage from even further. And it seems like Leborn might suffer from some losses if they don't back off right now.
Yeah, they gotta play defensive now. This is so disadvantageous for Leborn as well, because you look at their draft, you can tell this is built for killing. It's built for chasing, it's built for picking heroes off, but they can't go full on head on unless they have a positional advantage.
Yeah.
Because you get, if Thanking jumps onto either the Leshrac or the Scarith Mage, those two are going to get deleted right off the bat.
Oh, he's still going for the Midas. This is going to take so long, and they don't have the time. Pango is now down for almost a minute.
Yeah, that's...
It's a dieback as well.
Yeah, this is something we spoke about. I mean, the Midas is finally done. They did get... I suppose there was some space there for Toothless.
Yeah, it's faster than we kind of anticipated.
It's faster, but at the end of the day, how effective is the Midas going to be? Because technically, he's in debt by the net worth of... Sorry, the total worth of the Midas.
Oh, they get the Kunkado Epicenter. It's channeled. Great use to keep Sotong alive for now. Only on... Also trying to do his part. They finally come in with the Horn, and it seems like Toothless joins the fight for the clean-out. Sotong gets a triple kill before he dies. And it's not too bad for Leborn. Unfortunately, they were not able to close any goal.
Yep. And look at the tower situation again. All the towers in the top lane are also being taken down. So there's almost nothing left to defend except the base. And now the skeletons converging on the tower. Someone defend the tower, because these skeletons are OP.
Yeah, the only member that can kind of defend a tower, or the only two, Pango and Leshrac, but even then...
And the Spectre kind of can.
Yeah.
Kind of. If the Radiance comes up. Or
He's
Toothless.
still going for the Radiance though.
Yeah. So back onto the whole Midas thing, like technically he's still in debt by the net worth of that Midas.
Yeah, he's gonna die because they know where he is.
Oh no, Lena? No.
So telegraphed though. They see the camp being pulled away, so they do have...
They didn't. They didn't say the camp being pulled away.
Wait.
It was
Oh, yeah,
covered
the
by the
tree.
tree. Yep.
Okay, now they do. Have the extra magic resistance on skeleton. It's actually a lot.
Oh, Luck. A bit low on health. Good thing for Luck though, he's got his reincarnation. I wonder if they want to do one of the Wraith King bombs. You send him in with almost no health. He insta-dies to the first nuke on the side of Leborn, and then his reincarnation slow pops.
Oh yeah.
There's no Force Staff or anything, and no mobility items on the side of Leborn, so they can't really get away from that slow.
Meanwhile,
Oh no,
Toothless caught out.
Toothless!
It's definitely gonna die. Too much damage.
Progress is very slow. I mean, he's making
only
it.
on trying. He's gonna drop that Mystic Flash. Should be able to kill off GK. Yeah, one last Arcane Bolt will do the job. Great use from Sotong though. KRXY comes back in, but they get the Soul Bite. Oh, great Nightmare to kick KRXY in place, and now Sotong goes to work, trying to burst everyone down with the Pulse Nova, but the damage somehow isn't enough. They get the Fiend Scream off, but no damage coming in. Nuts! What? Somehow gets a double kill, and it's Alacrity to clean everyone out. The Pango coming in, desperately trying to get a kill. They get the Rolling Thunder, gets the pop-up, but no vision! Gets the Swashbuckle, misses it! And Alacrity should be able to pick this one up easy peasy. They drop the Veil, insult to injury from KYXY. Walking 250, walking 318 this
I
time.
need to change his name to The Walking Dead. Unfortunate. That was so close. If his Swashbuckle landed on KYXY, he probably wouldn't have died there. Because the Sandstorm would have dropped, he wouldn't be taking all that damage, and obviously no Burrow Strike.
Yeah. He needs... I'm not sure if the, Val has this console command where you can just put in, right? The IGN is equivalent to the gold value that he's currently worth. So we just see his IGN constantly changing.
I think it'd be interesting. I wonder if it will lag the game because it has to constantly recalculate all this information. But it wouldn't be fair because the enemy could see how much they're worth.
Oh yeah.
Mind game people.
Yikes.
Yikes indeed. Well, we've got a group up here for Reality Rift, and looks like they found Onins. Now there is the entire Leborn team.
They get the Soul Bind as well. Double Burrow Strike, here we come. The Rolling Thunder, no! Pango is stuck in the trees! That is so unfortunate, and now they might find the boat in onto Mike as well. Pango gets caught, and Toothless is dead as well. Leborn get wiped. And Reality Rift with a cleanup.
That was, I think that's the biggest disaster we've seen.
That's a tilter if I've ever seen one.
I would be tilted hitting that Rolling Thunder. That could have been such a beautiful Rolling Thunder. It's in such a small corridor. He would have been able to hit at least 3 heroes, but he drops it a little bit too far to the north and just gets stuck in the tree lines. Oh, that must hurt so much.
Oh, Pango pulled off an Arteezy right there.
Oh no, please no memories of that. That's not good.
They called
And
it, what?
they're-
Yeah.
Really?
Yep, kick the bucket.
I thought they would still give it a shot. I mean, they still have a set of Raxes to go. Heroes are respawning. I guess that's it.
I guess that's it.
Wow, I would.
That's the tilt. That's the tilter. Or maybe they just knew that it was all over.
I don't know. I feel like if you're running a hero like Spectre and Anti-Mage, like it doesn't matter what happens, right? It's unless they're taking down your Ancient, that's when you should really I mean, I can't tell them what to do, right?
Yeah.
But it's like normally you want to call GG when it's literally 0 chance.
Yeah.
But maybe
I
they
feel
were
like there's still a chance.
It's just like small ones, right?
Because they
Just
can still get a great team fight off.
maybe. I mean, technically Reality Rift could have just run away. Toothless, compared to last game, Toothless had a really good start last game. He was playing Monkey King. This game, they tried to run a Spectre.
This was a series of unfortunate events in Game 2.
Yeah, I'd say like the series of unfortunate events Dota edition.
Yeah, that last fight, I
Oh.
think they were really looking at that last fight before the GG as the fight for a possible recovery. But
The
it was
comeback
just
fight.
the Rolling Thunder was too unlucky.
Rolling Thunder and also the Soulbind
Soulbind,
onto
yeah.
Sothong because basically it just locked in both Onins and Sothong together. The two squishiest heroes on your team as well.
Yeah.
You don't want those guys to be soulbinded at the front, so it's going to
Well-
be a 2-0 here for Reality Rift. Leborn, unfortunately, they'll be going down.
They'll be going down, and the combinations of veterans will be moving past the relegations. But for Leborn, they still have one more chance, and it is the round robin format of relegation tomorrow. They will play 2 games against the other teams that have lost, and we'll find out whether they make it through or not. And tomorrow's schedule will start out with Junior Gaming against Void, another team that just joined for Season 2 from the qualifiers. But at the round robin, Leborn have already found out who their first enemy is, and it's AOES, who did forfeit the first series today against Resurgence. And afterwards, it will be whoever loses between Junior and Void.
Yep, so it's going to be a pretty interesting series tomorrow. I feel there's a lot of potential for some upsets, especially when it comes to best of ones. That's normally when the pocket strats start to come out. It's let's bring out this hero. We haven't tested it maybe, or we've been saving this strat just to make it through.
Yeah,
It's kind of scary.
and because it's a round robin best of 1, each team only gets to play 2 games. So losing 1 game actually makes a lot of difference. You want to look for the best case scenario is a 2-0. One recurring name, household name, is Junior Gaming, who technically have not won a single game in Season 1, but Season 2 they might come back stronger. We just have to find out tomorrow for the second day of relegations. And with that being said, that caps up day number 1. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 12 PM, and see who makes it through to Season 2. Goodbye.